wanna have their glory. Everybody wanna tell their story. Let me go be young and dumb, thinking off that's auditory. Let the boy be real like Corey. I'll grow in time, but now is mine. This liquor so fine.
Hey everyone, how's it going today? Hope you're all doing well. Hope you're doing good. And well, in this video I'm gonna be explaining something that a lot of people have been asking me about. So as you all know, I do have my Integra in the back, and a lot of people have been asking me how much have I put into it, what parts have I done, and everything. If you watch all my other previous videos on my Integra, you will see that I did like a whole journey all on YouTube. But I'm actually gonna do the number amount and actually show how much I did. I have a whole list here of all the parts and the labor and everything it costs for the Integra. So every single dollar I put into the Integra is right here, and I'm gonna go ahead and explain everything. So I am sure I missed a couple of things, so just take that with a grain of salt. I'm sure that this right here, it's the total amount is probably a little bit more. Could be a couple hundred, could be a good thousand, could be a little bit more even, but this is just a rough estimate. Like I said, I'm sure I missed some things, but this is what I totaled up so far. Okay, so a little backstory. So back in 2017, my cousin, he actually had the Integra. He bought it. He's been driving around for 2 years. Then come, I think like the middle of 2019, he wrecked it. Coming home from work, I think he said that he was driving, he hit a pothole and he messed up the transmission bad. It was leaking bad. So he's like, you want it? It's yours. Just go pick it up, because they were threatening to give him a ticket and he just wanted to get rid of it. So it didn't run, and it was a free car pretty much. So I had a choice: either buy a manual Integra for $2 to $3 grand, or take this one for free, manually swap it, and do everything I want to it. So I decided to go ahead and take it because it was free, and decided to save another $2,000 to $3,000. So if I would have bought a manual Integra, it probably would have been, I'll say roughly around like $3 grand, maybe more. During the time that I was looking for it, back in 2020 is when I actually got it. I think it was February 2020. So early 2020 is when I actually got the car, when we picked it up and we brought it to here. Around that time, I was looking around to see what the prices for them, how much they go for, and it was around like $2 to $3 grand. There was a couple, but not that many. Now, however, when I look online in April of 2023, it is actually like only a couple Integras, and they're asking for a lot. Even just regular, not even stock, just regular kind of clapped out ones, they're about like $4 or $5 grand, if not more. Okay, so I got the car in 2020, I think February 2020, so early 2020. I bought the transmission off someone from Facebook for $300 used. I bought the parts from him, which was the pedal, the clutch, the clutch and all the wires and everything else, master slave cylinder, all that stuff extra, for another $100. Of course, it was used. So then I took it to someone that we knew to do the auto to manual swap. That was $500. Then he told me I needed to get a auto to manual bracket, like a T-shaped bracket to fit, and I couldn't find it anywhere used. So I decided to buy it online, which was $92. Then I ended up buying the Avid 01 rims, which was $500. But they didn't fit, so I ended up going with something else. Soon after, I bought the red Brid shift boot for $12, the Dragon Ball Z shift knob for $7, the Windjet Halo LED headlights for $129, the cold air intake kit, the piping, for $34, the upper control arms for $30, the front suspension kit, so tie rod, inner outer tie rods, stuff like that, for $65. The shocks and struts, brand new, 2 of them were $50 a piece, so it's $100 total. Then I bought the lower control arms for $81, the AC belt kit, so it was the AC, the serpentine, and the power steering belt, for $25. Then I bought the alarm system for $32, the spare key for $11, the alarm remote, a spare one, for $20, the valve cover seal for $8, the vacuum hose for another $8, the front lip for $39, the radiator hose for $30, the Kenwood door speakers for $30, the air filter for $40, the Rockville sub box for $110, the Valant blood spatter steering wheel for $235, the passenger tail light, because it was wrecked in the back, was for $60. Then I also bought the amp for $68, the side mirror that was missing, or it was cracked or missing, for $49, the stereo harness for $8, the amp wires for $20, the Planet Audio kit, because everything else I bought just wasn't working right, so I bought it for $67. I bought the JNC 014 rims, which is ones I've been running pretty much ever since, for $490, and now I actually looked at it, it's actually, I think, the 15x8 or 15x7, the 4x100s, same wheels. I only found them once online for like $790, I think, so they actually went up in price, and it wasn't the one I had the hyper black. These were the bronze ones, so I think they did go up. The LED cluster kit for $12, the rear camber, rear control arms for $55, the lug nut locks for $12, the NGK spark plug wires for $36, the SPC clutch for $77, the TN lowering springs for $194, manual swap OEM cluster, so instead of it saying having the PNDR, it just has just the cluster without it. It's not an automatic one, it's a manual one. $140. The ground wire for $12, the tie rod boot for $20 because it busted, the drill slotted rotors, brake rotors, all four for $62. Shift knob, the weighted shift knob for $55, center shift console for $65, skunk tube radiator $199, radiator fans, the slim, was $17, the camber kit was $63, bushings $21, AC fan, the slim AC fan was $25, the quick release hub was $100, replacement filter, because the one I bought, it wasn't, I decided to change it because I don't want to be red. Replacement filter $16, so the brake decals was $13, the steel braided brake lines was $38, the DNA exhaust system was $118. Now that I think about it, I wouldn't have bought that. I probably would just save that money and bought skunk 2 exhaust or something, but that's something else. I ended up buying a Yonica muffler, welded to it, and it sounded a lot better, so that's something I didn't even add in here, but that's just something else I did too. The Bride shift boot replacement was $11, the NRG floor mats was $60, the trunk latch was $80, didn't even work. The dual pod cluster bezel to have the air fuel ratio and the boost controller was $40. The Walbro fuel pump $120. Two T3 T4 turbos for $190. I actually got a good deal on that, so it's a cheap eBay one, but I think now you can't even buy it for, I think it's like probably a little more than 100. I think I seen it for like 125 a piece, so I got a good deal on that, I think. The chip P28 ECU for the GSR, I got it for $260. The oil pan fitting adapter $15. The boost controller for $42. Redline boost controller, the one I bought from eBay, it didn't work, and when I took it to Redline, they said that it wasn't working, so they junked it, and they sold me one that they had there. I probably didn't need it, but I wanted to make sure it worked because I already put all this money into it. So $75 for the boost controller from Redline. It's really overpriced, I thought. Turbo manifold was $100. The oil drain return line $34. The 440cc injectors $56. The OBD1 to OBD2 wire harness jumper adapter was $19. The Broadway mirror was $13. Intercooler piping $80. Turbo manifold for the AC, so the one I originally bought, it wasn't AC compatible, so I bought one that was, but the piping and everything wasn't even AC compatible, so I just pretty much bought it for nothing, but it is the one I put on. turbo manifold for the AC was $99. The fuel regulator, some cheap eBay one, was $67. Then I had to buy the correct 440cc injectors because the one I bought was for a B20 and the one I had was a B18. So the correct ones was $92. The blue flower shift knob was 101. The turbo cover was 25. The air fuel ratio gauge was 36. The NRG seats and bracket was 425. The fabrication on the brackets was 100 because they came messed up, so I had to get someone to realign it and weld it, and I don't know how to do that, so it was another $100. The Rev 9 downpipe, wastegate downpipe, 37. The Slim Skunk 2 radiator fan, or I'm sorry, the Slim Skunk 2 radiator was 100. I bought used off somebody because I had a full size one and it actually didn't fit with the turbo because the turbo and everything kept hitting it, so I had to get the slim one and get AC delete. The EM USA wastegate, $68, brand new. I bought a used turbo kit and parts from someone on Facebook for $100, but I used almost none of it because it was used, the wastegate didn't work, and I just got rid of it. Honda Type R wing I got from my other cousin for $100. The O'Reilly Everstart battery for $180 with warranty. The distributor with warranty was $284. The dark taillight Spec D taillights was $85. The headers, the new headers, was $100. Then I got rid of them and put the AC on, or I'm sorry, I got rid of it and put the turbo on. The LED floor lights, $13. The speedometer, some universal one I got to try to tell me what the boot controller everything was, didn't even end up using it, was $56, man. Megan Racing strut bar was $79. NRG release hub was $94. Motor mounts 2 was $38. Velcro tape for the wiring was $15. V-band wastegate $41. The throttle position sensor TPS was $17. And the hand-cooked tires brand new were $240. So I also had another thing I didn't add, I completely forgot, but it was the AEM fuel rail and fuel regulator. That was, I think it was like 200, I believe, or close to 200. I didn't even add it in here, but that's also another thing that I did get for it later on. So now we're on for the installation part. So the Redline tune was $624. That includes the boost controller for $75. The tune, which was, I think it was like $400, and the hourly. So I was there for 5 hours, and I think it was supposed to take 3 to 4 hours to get done with the tune. But apparently my setup that I had didn't work right, so they had to keep messing with it, keep doing stuff. So they charged me, I think, like 2 hours of labor, which I think it was like $50 or $100 hourly they charged. So it came out to $624 for everything. The turbo install, which was $500 to get it installed because I didn't know how to do it. The body work I got from when it was wrecked was $700, which I thought was a good deal. He actually did the rear quarter panel and the whole passenger door and the fender. So he did like the whole passenger door and the rear quarter panel where the taillights at. He did a really good job too. The paint was $667. That was the a gallon of paint, the primer, the hardener, the clear, the activator, and the reducer, which was the Hyundai Blue Ocean. I was originally gonna do like red or candy red, but the paint I wanted was $1,900 a gallon. Didn't include everything else, so we just went with blue instead. The paint job itself was $3,000. That is that includes the body, the engine bay, the door jambs, and him actually taking out the engine, so the engine removal, and painting the engine block and the head. So he painted the head the blue color. I'm sorry, he painted the valve cover blue. Then he also painted the whole engine block and everything like a silver to kind of match it, and the transmission too. So all that was about $3,000. The carpet dye was about $75 because it was dirty and stained, so he took it out, washed it, and sprayed it with dye to turn it black, make it look a lot better. Then the tent and alarm was $300. And like I said, I'm sure there's a lot more I'm missing, but as of right now, this is everything that added up. So this is everything that added up right now. So the parts itself is $8,437 for parts that I spent alone. The install was $5,866. So all in all together, as of right now, I am sitting at $14,303 in the Integra. Now, like I said, keep in mind I had the AEM fuel rail for like $200 and whatever other part I said, and I'm sure there's probably a decent amount left that was from installation and everything. So, but as of right now, I'm roughly around 14,000 in it, 14,000 plus, I'll say. So I would say I'm happy with how the Integra came out. I do like it, but originally my limit was 10 grand, and as you know, I went way over that, and I didn't even get to boost it, or I did boost it, but I didn't even get to make the power that I wanted because my setup wasn't right, and I guess I didn't do things right, and even the place I went to get it tuned, I think I could have got it done better from somewhere else. And there is a lot more stuff that I do want to do to it, such as engine rebuild and a transmission rebuild. I want to take the transmission out, get it rebuild so it doesn't grind in third, maybe upgrade to like another stage 2 competition clutch or something. Then also I want to rebuild the engine. I want to put forged internals, pretty much pistons, rods, bearings, maybe some cams, something else to kind of make it up there. I also wanted to do a all-wheel drive Integra, but that I was told that's gonna be like 4,500 and up. So yeah, I'm already at 14,000 right now, and I'm not even close to where I wanted it to be. So yep, my $14,000 Integra. So keep in mind, this was in about like an overall span of 3 years. So it's not like I spent all this money all at once. I kind of did it over the years, just, you know, stuff here and there. That's why it kind of took me so long to get it tuned and everything and get it boosted, because I was kind of waiting on it. But I finally got it done, and you know, I got a boosted car now. I really do like it. I enjoy it, and you know, I do some pulls, have fun with it. But yeah, 14,000, and that's what we're looking at right now. Hope y'all enjoy, and well, if you have any questions, let me know, and I'll see you in the next one.